Hey there and welcome to another Dave Does video, and today we are checking out a top 10 challenge list. This time we are checking out Jonathan Strand's list, and he's asked us to check out Dragonforce, and the song is Cosmic Power of the Infinite Shred Machine. Was this one of the more recent albums? So I mean, I always get requests to check out Through the Fire and the Flames and those ones, or that particular one it is, and so but I know the song, so I always get some of the more earlier Dragonforce. This looks like a more recent one. Don't know it, so it'll be interesting to do. But what was your reason for picking it? So your reason was, I've been a huge fan ever since I heard the song Through the Fire and the Flames on Guitar Hero. Okay, they were probably my first kind of big thing into like the speed power metal kind of style of music. Obviously, that's elaborated much further since then with some other big bands in there that have gone into the big power metal sort of vibe over Dragonforce. But they were my introduction to them as well, so it's kind of cool to do this. Now, a few things to cover off before we start the video. Would you like to win yourself a guitar custom built by me, engraved with artists of your choosing, and it will only cost you £5 for your chance to win? Well, if you'd like to do it, go to the description down below, click on the link, and you'll get sent your details of your raffle ticket, and the draw will take place at the end of July. Very quickly, this is my one. You'll get your own one built by me, either a Les Paul style, Stratocaster, Telecaster, or SG, or a PRS style. But all the details are in the link. Now, if you like the video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, leave comments down below. Get involved with the challenges. We have the originals versus cover challenge. We have the greatest song ever challenge. If you want to get involved, click on the links in the description. They'll take you over to the videos that relate to it, and leave your comments in those videos. Excuse me. Now, if you'd like to support the channel, you can do so via Patreon, where you can get your monthly subscription to the channel. And you'll get your own priority video requests and exclusive videos that are not on the main channel. We also have the sponsored video requests, so if you want to just sponsor videos, you can do that as well. That helps the channel. Excuse the background noise, you can hear the birds twittering away like crazy. It's because it's hot as hell in the UK at the moment, and I've got the windows open because we don't do air conditioning here. We're nutters. But if you want to support the channel, you can do so via that one, priority video request. You can also do the Right Side Craft Shop, and of course Bandcamp for the band Nothing Gained. I'm going to go get my air rifle and shoot you, you stupid bird. I would never do that. I love animals. Shut up. Right, this will be a scored reaction. We're going to score it out of 10 separate categories. Each category is going to be broken down, details of which are going to come across the bottom of the screen. And a score will be done at the end of the video, and we'll get an average score out of 10 titles. Let's do this. Sorry, that bird's annoying me now. It's probably annoying you as well. Let's do it. Cosmic Power of the Infinite Shred Machine. 3, 2, 1, go! That's the Dragonforce intro. Good progression, very anthemic style. I have to listen to the playback on this. See how noisy that bird was.
Magic and mystery, I'll be eternal. find our way out of this black hole, zero hour, to defend what we left behind. I'm a galaxy, but still we answer the call. Lost and alone in the neutral zone, fear of the doomsday machine. Send back through the stratosphere, blazing like fire through the galaxy. A brave new world, a brand new home, with shining stars above from home. A brighter place, the terror prime, under paradox and light. Here we sail on the mountain of filthy A brave new world, a brand new home, with shining stars to save our souls tonight.
Where are we going now?
Lost in the abyss, out here in the void. The last solar flare, our system destroyed. By light of the dark inferno, our starship will burn. When no man has gone before us, and none shall
It's going to I have a tiger fight. Back on the field, just take the chances. Very funky, this car. It's almost disco-esque. Okay, so a bit of Dragonforce and Cosmic Power of the Infinite Shred Machine. Nice track. Got a few thoughts about it. So I guess first we talk about the vocals. So I can't remember what the original vocalist that I knew of from Through the Fire and Fame, something Hart. So he had a great operatic style. Was it? I don't know if it's falsetto, but could hit those notes and had the power. Now, with the singer that's currently, and I've seen this singer from live videos as well, he can hit the keys, but what I find with the vocals, it always feels thinner. So he can go for the real high pitchier stuff, but it does feel very, very thin. Like his note, and it probably will do when you're sort of going for those sort of notes, but it feels thinner than the previous singer. That's probably why when I have seen a few live videos of him singing songs, specifically from the earlier eras, it hasn't quite as well resonated for me. But I still think he's got a good voice. But that's my kind of first thought on song, just from that one. It's got a cool kind of, I put down here, like, specifically a vibe. It had some cool, it actually had a bit of a funky groovy point to that point, and then it kind of went into like almost like a disco feel for me. Just some of the chord progressions and the general vibe, specifically over the keyboard parts of the synth part. I liked the solo, specifically where the keyboard was soloing. Now, from my point of view, looking at it from scoring from the musician's point of view, there's a few things that people might go, why have you scored it lower on these areas? And specifically the hook on the song is, although it's a cool little track, it's not as hooky at points as it needs, I would say, as memorable. There is very much a vocal key, when he does the vocal key changes over the chorus, it's almost their kind of signature move. The chord progression, and then they go up on the next one, etc., etc. So it's just that kind of building crescendo for the power metal vibe, and you see it, and that's fine. It's cool. It's a cool formula. It works for them. I thought the chorus riff was very cool. I did like it. It was the power point of as far as the musical side of it. And for musicianship, you might say it's a really complex song, but I've heard so many of them by Dragonforce that have that similar vibe that you can't give everything an 8 or a 9 just because it's difficult to play, because if they play all their songs, then they're all difficult, which actually means they now start to become easier for that particular musician. Christ knows I can never play it. I'm not saying that I think it's easy. It's bloody impossible for me to play. But if it was a one-off song by them, it might give a higher score for musicianship because it has that technical ability. But again, remembering that I score the musicianship from the interplay between instruments, and they did very well on that. So I think the scoring is fair. It's one thing. It's one thing I always sort of talk about when I talk about bands like Dragonforce or Sabaton. I talked a little bit about some of the earlier Nightwish and some of the other bands I've talked about. Anyway, the principle I talked about was I always sort of say it'd be interesting to see them doing a different style, but the problem is then it's no longer power metal. It's no longer that genre. So they have Dragonforce for me have a very specific thing that they deliver. The problem is where do they go? They can't suddenly go off and do a country rock album. Then it's no longer Dragonforce. So they keep writing songs within that genre. The problem with them is you can't just keep knocking out albums. Bands like Sepultura did. So, but you hardly ever heard about them because after Max Cavalera left, people weren't that bothered about Sepultura because they were like, it's not Sepultura anymore when it's no longer got Max in it. So with Derek Green in there, then they released so many, like 15 albums. I've never heard of half of them. I've got a couple of them now, and they're actually pretty cool, but they have a very specific style, and they were just knocking out an album a year. Another album. Here's another album. Go out, play some shows after the back of the other album, do another album. That's fine. You can do that. Some bands can knock out an album a year. Some bands take 3-4 years in between albums, depending on what their kind of cycle is. I think that's going to change after COVID-19. I think there's going to be a lot of bands that will be doing more albums and stuff like that, or doing more online stuff and new like cross collaboration stuff online in the online world. But I don't know why I've suddenly got onto that. Anyway, the concept. What I was trying to say is it's very hard. You kind of want to see bands go into different directions and see where they expand on their skill sets. But you can't really ask them to do that when they are very specific to their genre and to their particular style. But you never know. You can live in hope. Let me know what you think in the comments down below. Now, if you like this video, please do subscribe, click the bell icon, like, share, leave the comments, get involved with the challenges. And that, of course, is how Dave does it.